Okay, just got them. There you go. These are the brand new AirPods Pros. And this is actually my first time holding, well, the box, not the headphones yet, in my hand, and I'm quite curious to see how good these really are, because I've been using AirPods since the original ones came out in 2016 December, and I absolutely love them. And I got the second generation back in March 2019, and these are essentially the third generation, and the second big redesign, or, the first actual redesign. Yesterday, we did a video covering 20 things you probably didn't know about the AirPods Pros, so if you want to learn some interesting facts about the AirPods Pros, make sure you watch that video. But in this one, I'm actually gonna unbox the AirPods Pro on camera, so this isn't pre-recorded, by the way, this is live. So I'm gonna unbox them for the first time and also give you guys my first impressions on the AirPods Pros. Oh, and in case you missed it, we're actually giving away a pair of AirPods Pros. Full details are in the description box down below. And there's also a Google Pixel 4 giveaway that's still going. Again, full details on all of this down below in the description. So now, grab some snacks, and I'm really excited to open these up. We built our own website, our store, and our ZONEofTECH written articles page using Squarespace. So do you want to build your own website or launch your own online business? Well, in that case, I highly recommend checking out Squarespace using the link below. And if you use the coupon code ZONEofTECH, you also get a 10% discount as well as a free 14-day trial. So yeah, do check it out, and thanks to Squarespace for being a sponsor of this video. Okay, so taking a look at the box, we have the AirPods, an image of both the AirPods on the front. We have AirPods Pro with wireless charging case on the top. There's no model without the wireless charging case, by the way, there's only this one. We have Apple logo on the right, we have another Apple logo on the left, and then we have some more details with the serial number and what's included in the box. So compatible with iOS devices, iPad devices, so iPadOS devices, Apple Watch, or Mac with the latest software. And it also works with Qi or Qi certified chargers. And then on the back, we have an image of the AirPods Pros with the box, and once again, a listing of what we get in the box. AirPods Pro with that wireless charging case. Okay, so that's about it when it comes to the box, and I just want to open it up and see what exactly we get inside, aside from obviously the AirPods. Actually, I just realized I don't have to do that because there's an opening tab, there you go, a pull tab, that you just, you just pull like that. And there you go. That was easy. Okay, so I'm just gonna lift up the box. And the first thing that we get is the booklet designed by Apple in California. So let's see what we get inside of this. So we get AirPods Pros. So this one is basically a quick start guide. So it tells you how to get started with the AirPods Pros, how to connect them to your iOS device. So you just enable Bluetooth, you just hold them really close to your iOS device, and that's pretty much it. And they will sync with all of your devices that are on the same iCloud account. So your Apple Watch, your iPad, your Mac, and so on. And it also tells you that if you hold the pairing button, you can also connect them to other devices that are not Apple devices. So you can actually use these with Android phones, consoles, and pretty much anything that has Bluetooth. Okay, then on the back, you get a few more details on how the AirPods actually work. So all the commands, single tap to play and pause, double tap to skip forward, and triple tap to skip backwards. And then how to enable Siri, press and hold to alternate between the active noise cancellation modes and the transparency modes, the ear tips, and pretty much anything you need, everything that you need to get started. Then we get the warranty and the safety guide, all the regulatory information, and that's pretty much it. We don't really get any Apple stickers. Apparently Apple doesn't give you stickers with accessories. This is why we don't get Apple stickers with the Apple Watch either, for example. Okay, now we have the actual AirPods. So there we go, this is the charging case, and it's much smaller than I expected. Like, wow, okay, it's not too bad. I was expecting this to be massive, but it's not too bad, to be honest. If we compare it with the original AirPods, it's just a tiny bit taller or wider, depending on how you put it. So it's not that bad. And hopefully you can see this, but ours is actually engraved. There we go. This is a custom engraved ZONEofTECH AirPods Pro wireless charging case. Okay, now let's see what else we get inside the box. So there's a pull tab here, an arrow that tells you to lift up the box. Okay. And then we get, there you go, these are the ear tips, which I'll take a closer look in just a second. And then we also get a charging cable. Now, interesting enough, this is actually, it's not a Lightning to USB Type A, but it's a Lightning to USB Type C. So this is the same cable that you get with the iPhone 11 Pros. And there you go, this is another proof that Apple is indeed considering switching to USB Type C in the future, since, the chargers have also switched on the iPhone 11 Pros, and now The cables have switched on both the iPhone 11 Pros and the AirPods Pros. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put a box to the side for just 1 second. I mean, we don't really need it anymore, and I just want to pair these up and give you guys my first actual impressions with the AirPods Pros. Okay, so the pairing process is very, very easy. All you have to do is just open up the AirPods case, and in just a few seconds, you should see a message on the iPhone. There we go. This is the animation AirPods Pros. Connect. Now keep in mind that you do need iOS 13.2 in order for these to work, so make sure you update. And now you get this preview of how they actually work and the controls. So media control, noise control, press and hold on either AirPod to switch between noise cancellation and transparency. So that's how you switch between those two modes. And that's about it. Control center, press the volume slider to view additional controls for noise cancellation and transparency. Then we have announced messages, so have Siri read out messages without having to unlock your iPhone. Siri will avoid interrupting you, and it will listen after reading messages, so you can reply without saying the hey command. So, okay, let's enable this, and that's pretty much it. AirPods Pros are now usable. Done. So now I can just take them out. Ooh, they're so tiny, wow. Okay, they're really, really tiny. These they don't look like AirPods, like they have that AirPods feel, but they're so tiny. So let me just put them in my ear. Oh, wow. Holy smokes. This is incredible. Okay, this is my actual first impression. I haven't even tried these before. Okay, so the moment I put them on in my ears, active noise cancelling turned on by default, and now I can't really hear the fans in our studio, like the air conditioning. Everything is like completely silent. This is so cool. This is so cool. So let me just go to the volume, and I can turn. I have the slide here, and I can enable or disable noise cancellation. So if I turn it off, okay, this is weird. So now this is transparency mode. Oh no, sorry. Actually, this is transparency mode. Oh, okay, this is even weirder. So it's using the microphone to capture all the audio that's happening around you, and then it transmits that into your ear. So yeah, it's a really, really interesting effect. So they definitely don't feel, or even the audio coming from them, it's way different than the regular AirPods, even with noise cancelling off or with transparency on. So with noise cancelling off, they feel like any other headphones, maybe even a bit more isolating than normal headphones do. With noise cancelling on, they sound incredible. Yeah, it's a really, really weird effect. And then with transparency on, I can hear my voice, but it's very, very digital. It's very processed, so it's a weird effect. Okay, now I just want to use these for a few more minutes, half an hour, play some songs, and I'll be back in just a few minutes with my final thoughts on my initial first impression, so to say. So the full review is coming in a few weeks, so definitely stay tuned for that. But until then, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Okay, back. So there are 3 things that I really want to try with the AirPods Pros. Number 1 is how comfortable they are. Number 2 is how good that noise cancelling is. And number 3 is how good the actual sound quality is. Okay, so first off, in terms of the comfortability, you can definitely feel them in your ear. So they're definitely not like Apple mentioned on their website, where they say that thanks to that vent, you won't even notice them. You'll definitely notice them right away, I can tell you that. Between the AirPods and the AirPods Pro, the Pros are a bit more comfortable, but that's mainly because of the smaller size, so you don't really feel that long foot touching your ear. Also, since they do have those rubber seals, they do secure far better than the regular AirPods do. Now, inside the box, we get 3 rubber seals. We get small, medium, and large, and they all come with the medium ones pre-installed. I found that the medium ones work best for me, but here's a pro tip. Once you pair the AirPods with your iPhone, you can then go into the Bluetooth settings and tap the eye icon on your AirPods Pros, and from there you can get into this menu here, which allows you to do a ear tip fit test. What this does is that it will play a sound, and then the outwards facing microphone will read that sound and how much of it escapes from your ear. And if it's too much, then it will give you a message saying that you will need to try a different size ear tip. I haven't seen any other earphones that can do this, so yeah, props to Apple for implementing such a system. And speaking of system, there's this weird proprietary system of mounting the rubber ear tips, so to remove them you have to pull really, really hard, as in extremely hard, to the point where I actually thought that I was about to break them. However, putting them back is really, really easy, as they just click into place. Okay, number 2, we have noise cancellation. So this is the biggest new feature that we get with the AirPods Pros, noise cancellation, and it's pretty impressive. It's really, really good. So it's done passively via the silicone ear tips that I mentioned before, and then actively in a pretty smart way. So the three microphones actually detect the background noise, and then the AirPods themselves, they emit a sound of an opposite frequency in order to eliminate that background noise. And it actually works extremely well, at least for in-ear earbuds. So they're not as good as actual over-the-head headphones with noise cancelling features, but still, I was really, really impressed of how well this thing actually worked. Like, this is really good. Now, if you force touch on the volume bar on your iPhone, once that's been paired, you can actually switch between the three modes. So noise cancellation, then off, and then transparency mode. Think of this as the level of background noise that's being removed. So when transparency mode is on, the microphones will actually transmit the audio from the outside back into your ears in order to recreate that feeling of open back headphones that the original AirPods had. And it's not quite the same thing, but it's still very, very impressive. It's basically in between in-ear headphones and the original AirPods. Then the off mode is very similar to the regular in-ear headphones that you get, where the seal is created by the silicone ear tips. And then finally, noise cancellation is the one where the AirPods will try to remove as much background noise as they can. Now, when noise cancellation is on, they will give you that feeling of having a lot of air pressure inside your ears. So basically the same feeling that you get when you're on a plane, for example. But once you disable noise cancelling or, turn on transparency mode, that feeling is pretty much entirely gone. So I do find them to be a bit uncomfortable because of this feeling when I'm using noise cancellation. Yeah, so I guess it will take me some time to get used to it. And then you also have this pressure sensitive button here, which is actually really, really cool. You see, it's not really a physical button, it's just a capacitive touchpad, but when you press it, the AirPods Pros will actually make this clicking noise, the sound, to give you the impression that it actually clicks. And from there, we have the three commands that I mentioned before. So you tap once to pause, you double tap to skip to the next song, and then triple tap to skip to the previous song. And then if you hold that bar, you can switch between noise cancelling mode and your transparency mode. And if you want, you can also add the off mode by going into the Bluetooth menu. So in that case, you have three options to switch from. Oh, and you can even ask Siri to turn on and off noise cancelling or transparency mode. So that works as well, alongside the ability to, of course, invoke Siri by just saying the "Hey Siri" command. I don't want to activate your devices. And finally, when it comes to the actual sound quality, it's pretty good. So it's much better than the original AirPods were. The bass is much stronger, the voice is clearer, but the original AirPods, they weren't that amazing in the first place. Like, they weren't known for the sound quality anyways. So if the original AirPods were a 6 out of 10, these are probably about a 9 out of 10. So they're quite a noticeable upgrade, but that's actually mostly due to the noise cancelling feature, which removes all of the background noise so that you can focus on your music. So that's pretty much what makes the AirPods Pros sound much better than the original AirPods did. So as a conclusion, I love them. It's really amazing having active noise cancelling earbuds that are this small in such a thin and small case. Like the Sony ones, they're very good as well, but the charging case is just gigantic on those. Now, if you have an Android phone, by the way, just forget using these because the volume would be unbearably low. So yeah, they work best if you have an iOS device. If you have an Android, you can still use them, but I wouldn't recommend them at all. There are so many more better options. But yeah, other than that, they're great and a huge step up from the original AirPods. But the question is, are they £250/$250 grades? Well, I'm not really sure about that just yet. So definitely stay tuned for the full review, which is coming in just a few weeks once I, get to spend more time with these headphones, test them in rain and running and that kind of stuff. So definitely stay tuned for that. Don't forget about the AirPods Pro giveaway that we're doing. Full details in the description box down below. Long story short, just be a subscriber, follow on Instagram and Twitter, and leave a comment down below saying why do you want to win the AirPods Pros, and leave your Twitter and your Instagram handles as well. But yeah, this has been pretty much it. Don't forget about the Google Pixel 4 giveaway, which we're also doing, same rules, and all the details are in the description box down below. So thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about the AirPods Pros? Do you like them? Do you think they're too expensive? And are you getting a pair? If not, then yeah, we are doing that giveaway. So thank you for watching. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out. Cheers.